Hey, I'm TJ Schwanke, and welcome to Outdoor Quest in the sleet, rain, snow. What is this?
I don't know.
It's May in Alberta.
And I'm Vanessa Harrop. And right now, we're supposed to be in British Columbia hunting turkeys. But a few days before we were about to leave, the province went in full lockdown.
I bet it's warmer there too. You know, it's hard to believe, but it's been 15 straight months of nothing but canceled hunts for us. I mean, it's hard to believe it's over a year since we've been out of province hunting.
Oh, and what a hunt that was. Oh my goodness. Let's have a look at that footage. And something we never showed was the fantastic fishing we got to do afterwards.
And I think it was 30 degrees that day, wasn't it?
Oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think it was minus 21 at home at the time.
Let's go riding in the snow.
Okay.
Well, stock number 2 of the day. We spotted that big ram earlier, and he's actually stayed up a long time. It's about 25 to 2 right now, and he just bedded down, so hopefully he stays down for a little while. They'll probably be back up to feed in a few hours, but looks like we got about an hour hike up there, and then just kind of hunker down and wait is about all we can do. It should put us about 450 yards from where he is right now. I think he was at almost 1,400, and that knob we're going to try to get to is pretty close to 1,000, so we'll see what happens. Muy caliente. Oh, it's hot. I know. Well, in the 30s today, and there's no place for fat white guys, I'll tell you that. There was a point in mind that we wanted to get to, and it was about 900 yards. And we figured from there we'd have about a 400-yard shot, maybe 450-yard shot. And we kind of started getting up, and things flattened out on us a bit. And now we were in just absolute plain sight of this ram, and he was looking at us. So Rob said to me, he says, "What do you think?" I hit him with the laser rangefinders, and he was 618 yards. And the great thing about these binoculars is they've actually got a ballistic compensator in them. So at 618 yards, the actual ballistic distance was 568 yards. So it was a pretty steep slope, but that was critical. When you start shooting that far, you need to know the exact distance you're shooting for. We had lots of time. The ram was bedded. He was watching us. He knew we were there, but he was pretty comfortable with the fact we were there. And that was the other thing. If we tried to push it any further, we had to drop down into a drainage and then come back up. And I think once he lost sight of us, he would have got pretty nervous. So I kind of settled in a bit there, and things felt pretty good. And just put those crosshairs on him, and they were just lock solid. The only thing is where we were, there was zero wind, not a breath of wind. But as we kind of looked up the hill, you could see the wind was blowing pretty good. So it was kind of one of those times, and one of the things about being a long-range shooter is you need to really be able to judge that wind, and it was almost impossible. So we kind of discussed the scenarios with the wind, and Rob was like, "You know what, if you don't want to take the shot," he says, "don't take it." But he says, "I don't think we can get closer, but we can go down the mountain." He says, "We can try again tomorrow." So this was about 45 more minutes or an hour later. You know, everything felt so good. We'd kind of figured out the wind at that point. So I said to Rob, I says, "Yeah," I says, "I think let's just wait here. And when that ram stands up, if he gives me a good broadside shot and he's just standing there," I says, "I think I'm going to take it."
Pandemic grips the world. People are being told to stay home. International borders remain closed.
2020 was our toughest season ever.
Thankfully, we live in one of the best places in the world to be a hunter. Shoot him.
South Africa opens to hunters.
For us, the hunt is about the journey.
Even if that journey is right in our backyard.
Join us for season 22 of Outdoor Quest TV.
Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Sacco Antica Firearms, demand perfection. Zeiss, we make it visible. Loa Boots, simply more. Silver Willow Taxidermy, see the difference. Closed captioning provided by Deluxe Wall Tents, made in Canada for Canadian conditions.
He's up. Yeah, he's up, TJ. Just getting the gun. Take your time. Yeah, good hit. Just stay on him. Just stay on him.
I lost him.
He's down in that same chute, 2/3 of the way down. You're gonna have to dial for 530. Dead?
Yeah.
Oh man.
How was that?
Thank you, man.
Congrats. Congrats.
That's unbelievable, man. I never thought I'd be
Never
standing.
thought you'd even be here.
No, just finding true free range big sheep like this is not easy, is it?
It's getting more difficult to find free range sheep if that's what you're truly after. You just
It
definitely
is.
have to look around. You need to make sure that that's what you're getting.
I mean, this completes my Grand Slam, but this trip was not about getting a Grand Slam. It was about hunting desert sheep in the desert and doing a free range and just for big old rams. And I saw Jeff's ram a couple of years ago, and I never thought I'd ever get a ram like that. And I don't know, we may have beat him by an inch or two, do you think?
Might have, yeah. I think so. He's got some concerns.
This has been a truly spectacular hunt, and you know, if you ever want to experience Mexico, experience what true desert sheep hunting is all about, and take home just a beautiful, beautiful mature ram, you know, this is where you do it. And there's not too many places left on earth you can do that, is there?
No,
Man.
you know, like look at what you're looking at.
I know.
It's pretty hard to get mad at anything here, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Now, what does a person do when you finish desert sheep hunting and you really just don't want to go home and back to the snow and the cold? You go to San Carlos and you go fishing.
First time ever fishing in the Sea of Cortez. It's kind of a nice way to wind down. We definitely weren't ready to go home after our sheep hunt, so Rob suggested we come down here. It's something he does with a lot of his clients, and it's just a nice way to kind of decompress after the sheep hunt before. Apparently it's minus 21 back at home. So I lost all the line that I gained.
If I start tying into that beer for you?
No, go ahead. Look at that though, just sheer power. They're shaped a lot like a tuna. And, I guess I remember the amberjack family, but just for, I don't know, 8-9 pound fish, he gave me a fight.
I have no idea, but it's really heavy. Holy. Oh, there he is. Oh. Yellowfin too? Sorry, yellowtail. Not yellowfin tuna, yellowtail. Wow, it was weird. It was like he was fighting like crazy, and then all of a sudden I felt him start swimming towards me, and I was like trying to reel as fast as I could, but holy, very cool. We got a big fish.
Okay.
Yeah, you just heard that, like that reel just went zing.
Goes on the line.
Oh. He's just sitting there. He's not pulling any more line. Oh, holy Jesus. It's got to be like right there.
Yeah. Big is right.
Oh. Very, very, very cool. What do you do when your sheep hunt ends a little early?
Chase yellowtail.
Thanks so much, Rob. This has been fantastic.
Yeah, no problem. Enjoyed having you.
Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Defense Aerosols, Bear Spray for when your life depends on it. Safari Club International Canada, first for hunters. Alberta Outdoorsman Magazine. Midland Radio's communication for every adventure.
Wow, what an awesome trip that was. Hopefully we can get back next year and get some coos hunting in and some fishing. But now, TJ and I have an extensive history with horses. And it's one thing the pandemic has allowed us to do. Get a couple of horses, start them. Good boy. And spend some time in the mountains riding.
Yeah, I can't wait to get back up in the mountains on the horses and hit a few of our favorite cutthroat lakes. Now, speaking of fishing, hunts don't always go as planned, and that was the case a couple years ago in northern BC on a moose hunt. We were with DELUXE wall tents owner Perry Criddle, and, well, the moose just didn't cooperate. But thankfully, we had our fishing rods along. Well, we've caught 0 moose so far, and about 100 fish, so I don't know. I'm thinking those guys at the fishing shows just have it way too easy. Beautiful afternoon though. We had a play on a moose this morning and just couldn't get on him, so we came back to camp for lunch, and Perry's still up on the hill glassing while we're doing a little bit of playing, and here is an absolute tank of a grayling right here. A beauty. Yeah, look at that though, just gorgeous, eh? Oops. You're the slipperiest fish in the world, but I'm gonna get him back.
Oh, getting bites. Oh, he's a fighter. Oh, jeez.
Dolly.
That's a dolly?
Yeah.
That's my first dolly. Oh, look at how beautiful it is.
Beautiful fish.
Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Nope, grayling. Look at him. See that? Look at that fin. Isn't that cool?
Beautiful fish.
Aren't they gorgeous? They got so much color. Let's see if I can get him in without losing him. Hi, guy.
Making noises at you?
He is. He's not happy with me.
So cool.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Sailfish of the north.
Maybe that was the noise you heard. What was that?
Could have been. It sounded way back, but I guess it could have been him.
What do you got?
I'm pretty sure it's a grayling.
Yep.
It's a bigger one than the last one though.
Beauty.
A little bit of a struggle on that one. Sorry, buddy.
So we're just fishing. There's a set of rapids comes down and it just falls into a deep pool here in pretty well every cast. We get a fish. Let's see if that holds true. These northern lakes are just full of fish though. Just like that. There's a small grayling. We did see some bigger grayling out there when we were taking the boat through, but these little guys are fun nonetheless. There we go, just a little guy. Whoa. You'll never find a slippier fish than a grayling, that's for sure. Typically you can just hold them by the belly, they do kind of chill out, but there's a grayling. I'm gonna get him unhooked. Even the cameraman gets to play a little bit every now and then. There we go, it just slipped right out. And back he goes. Thanks for the fight, buddy. This segment is brought to you by Stony Creek Hunting Gear. It's in the blood. Good boy. Okay. You know, I was looking through some old footage the other day, and I realized there's a hunt we've never shown you before. And that was a muzzleloader hunt for elk right on the outskirts of Calgary with some good buddies. Now, this episode was never really filmed for Outdoor Quest TV, but what the heck? Why don't we take a look and watch it anyhow? All right, buddy. 2 more minutes and you're done. So we're here on a mid-December elk hunt, and that's why I'm wearing short sleeves today. But beautiful day out here. It's supposed to get up to, I think, 10 or 12 degrees again today, but we spotted a herd of elk out in this field here, so kind of got a drainage over here that we're gonna try and sneak down, see if we can get on him. Another fellow, Brandon, here has got a tag as well, so the 2 of us are gonna go, and it's buddy Scott and Dom here running cameras, so we'll see what happens. It could be a pretty quick hunt, but this is just a beat hunt here. All we can shoot is a cow, so using the muzzle loader, we'll see what happens.
That was a hit.
That was a hit.
Looks like Scott and I aren't going to work today.
Oh well, we'll get this one out quick.
Yeah.
Well, that was it's definitely a meat hunt here, but We were on and off those elk all day. They're right out in the middle of this field, and we finally we tried 3 or 4 stalks on them, couldn't get it done, so about to leave, and then they all kind of came to this side, so
Got her done.
got her done. Big old cow too. The only one that would step out.
Sweet sound of redemption. I just heard a whap. I was like, oh, good, he got one.
Well, I kind of panicked a little bit too because I knew it hit hard.
Yeah.
And then they just all started doing this, and all of a sudden I saw one go.
You just see one wheel out and belly flop, eh?
Well, we finally got it done. It was a little bit of a scramble, but nothing like shooting an elk at noon in the middle of a field. But wouldn't have happened without some great help. Brandon, we met up with you. You'd spotted the elk, and I had Dom and Scott with me. And then the landowner here, Ron, you graciously let us on. You got one this morning. Brandon, you got one. And then we got one all out of the same field. So hunting in a pretty developed area here, it's a lot of acreages, things like that. So getting access can be tough, and I'm sure you see your share of disasters out here.
Yeah, it can be a gong show.
I bet it can. So no, I really appreciate you letting us on.
And for all of us.
Yeah, for sure. So great meat for the freezer, and best thing is we can back the truck right up to it, and we got a bunch of young guys here to help me load it. So that's even better, isn't it? Hey, it was an awesome hunt. I want to thank everybody that was part of this. It takes a village to make it happen. Outdoor Quest TV is also brought to you by these fine sponsors.